They told us the internet would be like air, water, food. Something we just need. Now everything runs backwards. Right is wrong is right, up is. Whatever a phone screen says it is, step right up, step right up. Come get your dopamine, folks, fresh, hot, and completely worthless. The smart don't believe it anymore. The dumb become role models, and the rest of us just melt. Welcome, my friends, to the age of the screen slaves. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm exhausted just saying that. Let me rewind. Hello, dear viewers, welcome back to a brand new episode of the show. Let me take you by the hand and rewind the clock, not too far, just back to September 10th, 2025. A crowd gathers at a university in Utah, USA, for an event featuring a well-known political activist. Moments later, tragedy strikes, the speaker is shot and killed. What follows is one of the strangest investigations in recent memory.
As the FBI dug through the evidence, they found something bizarre. Strange phrases engraved on the shell casings. Phrases that read like inside jokes. Arrow symbols. References nobody outside the internet could explain. The general public was baffled. But one group cracked the code almost instantly. Gen Z. Turns out, the symbols matched controller inputs from a hit video game, and the song lyrics were memes from online gaming culture. Nothing to do with any grand ideology. Investigators identified the suspect, a 22-year-old, described by friends as deeply, endlessly online. Experts agreed on one thing. This wasn't a killer with a clear ideology. Not left, not right, not any single cause. Just a timeline, a pile of memes, and a mind shaped entirely by internet culture. A phenomenon some now call brainrot. And full disclosure, dear viewer, I contribute to that culture too. Oxford Dictionary crowned brainrot its word of the year back in 2024. So what does it actually mean? The official definition: the deterioration of one's mental state from consuming excessive, trivial, low-value content. In short, the more junk content you binge, the more your brain quietly drains, like a health bar in a video game. The term first popped up back in 2007, when young people online used it to mock bad dating shows. And so, brainrot took home Oxford's top honor. A word born as a joke now officially enters the history books. You've seen it. Split-screen TikToks. Someone talking on top, some chaotic parkour game clip looping underneath. There's a name for this genre: sludge content. And sludge means exactly what it sounds like. Thick, sticky. Your brain gets stuck watching, not because the talking part is interesting, but because it can't look away from the noise underneath. Personally, I get sucked into bathroom stall wrestling matches. We all have our sludge. The short, hyper-stimulating clip, like that hydraulic press crushing everything in sight, floods your brain with dopamine. Fast content, big payoff, brain lights up, and you keep scrolling for more. Which is exactly why AI cat videos, criping at their tiny cat jobs, somehow rack up millions of views. This content also learns to dodge censorship, swapping words, syllables, and symbols so platforms can't catch it. It's called algo-speak. Enter Italian brainrot. Bizarre AI-generated animal object hybrids with mock Italian names, somehow everywhere online this year. Some of these characters get dragged into genuinely dark territory. A reminder that cute packaging can smuggle heavy themes past our guard. That's the real trick of brainrot. It can carry any topic, appealing to any age group, hidden inside something that looks harmless. Even a children's cartoon character can get mashed into adult political scandal references. The brain gets hooked on the weirdness. Logic becomes optional. Old man, you're just out of touch. You hate anything Gen Z makes because you're stuck in nostalgia mode. Fair point. Somebody actually called me grandpa in the comments once. I was today years old when I felt that. But here's the twist. The idea that our minds are rotting isn't new at all. Go back to 1854, and the philosopher Henry David Thoreau was already worried. He wrote that while England fought hard against potato rot, nobody was lifting a finger to cure brain rot. 1854. Let that sink in. Early 1900s art movements like Dadaism took the absurd mainstream too. Vandalizing the Mona Lisa was basically the meme culture of its day. The difference? All that old absurdity still carried meaning underneath. The clown hid rebellion. The art hid trauma from war. The difference today? Speed, scale, and delivery. We've never had a machine this fast at spreading nonsense to this many people. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Every platform racing to connect billions of brains to billions of ideas, instantly. And that overlaps with something serious: addiction. Brainrot doesn't need to build its own addictive app. It just hides inside ones we're already hooked on. It's like someone hiding poison inside poison. At least buy me honey first. The real danger: most users on these apps are kids and teens, minds still forming, most vulnerable to addictive patterns. Compare the shooter from our opening story, who wanted to send a message through memes, to a case like the Unabomber, who spent literal decades building a twisted manifesto. Some argue Brainrot has no ideology at all. It's empty. But that emptiness itself might be the danger. It can leave your entire worldview scattered, foggy, almost meaningless. Even your ability to express a coherent thought starts to fade. So why is the modern brain so drawn to this? Some compare brainrot to a coping mechanism, numbing an anxious, overstimulated mind. More connected than any generation before, yet reporting the highest levels of loneliness ever recorded. Statistics point to it. Around 42% of Gen Z report mental health struggles, and 70% describe pure stress about work and the future. But psychology alone doesn't explain everything. There's a simpler force at play: basic economics, supply and demand. Generative AI massively increased the supply, churning out endless cheap content in seconds. Quality doesn't matter if quantity wins attention. And where there's an audience, there's monetization. Platforms don't care what content keeps you scrolling, only that it does. The wealthier you are, the easier it is to pay your way out of the sludge. The less you have, the deeper you sink into it. Studies note a decline in critical thinking, replaced by what's called clip thinking, skimming just enough to feel informed. Let's get sciencey for a second. Meet the cerebral cortex, the wrinkled outer layer packing around 16 billion neurons into your skull. Simply put, if your mind is a ship, this is the control room. Memory, decisions, the past and the future are all steered from here. According to some researchers, heavy brainrot consumption may cause this region to shrink faster, and its functions to falter. Reading, on the other hand, actively builds new connections between different regions of your brain, a genuine workout for the mind. Just 10 minutes of calm reading can lower stress hormone levels by roughly 68%, releasing dopamine slowly and steadily instead of in chaotic bursts. Good news, though. Despite the doom and gloom, book fairs across the Arab world are seeing record-breaking crowds, some over 5 million visitors. At its core, this all comes down to one word: patience. Small quick rewards now, or bigger rewards later. Try whenever you can to slow your internal clock down. Let the rhythm of your life breathe a little. The moment you feel yourself being pulled in mindlessly, stop. Just say no. That's the moment you build real immunity to brainrot. That's it for today, dear viewer. Go check out past episodes, catch what's coming next, and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. As for me, I think I've just invented a new condition: brain static. Somebody get me a dictionary entry. Until next time, take care of that beautiful brain of yours. See you in the next episode.